Hello there, fire signs. Welcome to Aries Moon Arcana. I'm Kaya, and today I'm going to be doing a general tarot reading for your signs. So this is going to be for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for the new moon in Cancer in July 2020. So that being said, since we're focusing only on the 3 fire signs right now, if you resonate with this, that's awesome. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. If it does not resonate with you, check out your moon, rising, and Venus signs as usual, just because these are general messages and they will not resonate with everyone. So that said, I think we should just jump right in. New moon in Cancer. What's happening for you guys? What's coming up? Sorry, my cat is losing his mind right now. Making some sounds if you can hear him. All right, so first step, of course, we always like to cleanse the energy of the cards so that we can really focus on the fire signs here. This is for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I'm gonna do each one individually. Hi, kitty. I know, he wants to play fetch so bad, but mommy's working. Sorry, little bun. All right. Let's do this for Aries. So Aries, you're up first. What's going on with you guys in the new moon in Cancer? What kind of feelings are we coming across? Is there any suggestions we can give to Aries for their meditations? I feel like new moons are really good times to set intentions, focus on meditations, and try new things and kind of bursting our energy forth into some new projects and stuff. So, okay, well, that looked like it was relevant, so I'm keeping it. So let's just see what Aries needs to hear. So far we've gotten the Tower reversed, the 9 of Wands reversed, and Temperance reversed. How interesting. So let's see here. I think maybe there's some energy here telling me to let you guys know that it's time to focus on kind of maybe letting something go. That maybe you've been holding on to tightly, Aries, like avoiding sort of, avoiding the Tower moment, of course, because if the Tower is reversed, it means you're trying to avoid the big break, the big breaking point for whatever this is. This doesn't have to be love, it doesn't have to be career, it can be however it works for you guys. But yeah, you're kind of avoiding it, and I think that's okay because you're kind of you're trying to stay like put. You don't want to get too imbalanced here, but I think avoiding the change is what's bringing the imbalance. I think you don't have the energy right now to really make any changes in your life. I think you're kind of in a place where you are focusing a bit on, yeah, just kind of like maintaining your energy. Maybe you're getting heavier into your meditation practices. Because your guard is kind of down and you don't really have what it, Aries are known for like always having like what it takes to succeed and fight against stuff. And I'm just seeing that right now, maybe you're feeling a little energetically depleted. So that might not be, you might not want to make any waves is what I'm seeing. You don't want to imbalance anything. You really need to kind of build your energy up before you can make any changes. So that's what I am seeing for the new moon energy. So like maybe right now it's really important for you to just sit still. Yeah, because I don't want this impulsive energy. You need to regain your strength, like I was saying. Queen of Pentacles reversed. You also maybe need to kind of build up your finances a little bit before you make some sort of drastic change. So this is definitely your tendency is to do the impulsive, right? So I think you're really working on that, Aries. I think you've been working on it. I don't think this is anything new. We've talked about this before in your previous videos, certainly. You don't want to rush in. You really want to replete your strength, like I was saying with the Strength card, because your defenses are down. You're not ready to rush into anything, and you know that if you start to like make a move in some direction, you're just gonna go for it. And I think you know that about yourself, so you're trying to sort of keep things balanced because they're not feeling very balanced. I'm seeing that you're just not in a financial position to take the steps to do the thing you want to do right now. That's just what I'm getting. I think you need to kind of, maybe it's even as simple as like saving up some money before you make some sort of change or do some sort of activity. But yeah, you need to be focusing on regaining your strength. That's the card that's really kind of like sticking out to me for you. I think you should really be propelling your strength energy forward and working on that for yourself. So this is the card for your new moon in Cancer intentions, and for the week or so. You know, I like, you know, new moons always feel kind of like the energy flows for a week or two. That's just the way I feel about it. And so for the next couple weeks, I think you should focus on regaining your strength and really focusing on how to make that work. So let's see, I'm called to kind of pull another card here. Sort of like a finishing up energy. So yeah, there's just something that you're not ready for, and I think the solution is to really be using that time, that downtime, like meditative time, to really regain your balance and regain your strength. The Fool card and the Eight of Swords reversed, so you might be working on some sort of reawakening or like opening your eyes to something that maybe you were avoiding seeing before. So maybe that's part of it too. You're not ready to move into the next phase of something because you don't have all the information yet. You're not quite ready to take that leap. But you will be once you're regaining your strength, because your defenses won't be so down, so you'll be able to kind of see the full picture. But yeah, I just see kind of you're going to need to take a little bit of time and space for yourself to really regain. So I want you guys to regain. That's your plan. Yeah, regaining energy so that you can go forth, because there's nothing quite necessarily like that's telling me that what you want to do is a good idea or a bad idea. I'm not getting any sense of that. It's just telling me whatever it is that you do want, you're not ready for it. You need a nap. Maybe you just need a nap. But I just feel like you're not quite there. And because you're not quite there, strength-wise or emotionally, you're not seeing the full picture. So once you regain your strength, you'll be able to kind of see what's going on more, and get the idea of everything that's happening, and then you'll be able to move on from those things. You'll be finally, because you're not seeing the full picture with the Eight of Swords reversed, but you will be able to see the full picture. Like, it's coming, you know what I mean? It's on its way. And then once that is regained, once all these things are kind of put into practice, the Fool card energy will come in, so you can start to embark on whatever it is that you wanted to do, whatever change it is that you want to make with that Tower reversed, because the Tower is a change. So it's definitely whatever it is that's going on, it's definitely going to be a big change for you guys. It's not like it's not like, do I go on a walk today? It's not like small. It's a bigger thing because of that Tower, and you really don't want to be impulsive here. You don't want to be, and again, it's something that you are typically okay with doing, is being impulsive. I'm seeing some like, don't go for that this time. Regain your strength. So that's your message, Aries. Thank you so much for listening. You can take off now if you want, or if you have any other signs in or any other fire signs. If you want to hear Leo or Sag, that's what's coming up next. So Leo, hello Leo, how's it going, y'all? Thank you for watching. I'm glad to see you guys here. Let's see what your new moon energy is all about. So we're gonna focus on messages maybe that you guys need to hear, or any sort of meditation practice that you need to kind of go forth with. Just what we need to be focusing on for the 2 weeks or so surrounding the new moon in Cancer in July 2020. So we want to kind of know what's going on for that energy. So what's going on with Leos? Our fave little Leos. What's going on with them? What do you need to hear for your new moon messages? The Hanged Man reversed. Tower reversed. Interesting. We got that for Aries, if you recall, if you're still here. And the Strength card. Wow. You and Aries might have some serious stuff in common. Or you might be dealing with an Aries having to do with this stuff. So with the Hanged Man reversed and the Tower reversed, and then the Strength card, it's kind of the opposite. So for Aries, I was saying you need to regain your strength in order to make the big change that you want to change. I'm seeing now that you're actually ready to stop avoiding making the big change because you are strong enough to go for it. So there's something in your life that you've been wanting to change and switch up and make just drastic improvements on maybe. And I think you've been kind of sitting still in some energy for a while, and now you're ready to sort of like, I just feel like you have been in meditation or something like that. Like you have been really getting right with yourself and really just sort of slowing down, calming down, listening to your intuition, listening to your inner guides. And I feel like now you're like, okay, I'm ready to go. So that's a really good thing. So it's sort of like there's a change that you want to make, or there's a change that's happening, you know, things, whatever's going on beginning in August too. Like there could be something that you want to be happening in August that you're kind of starting to embark on, because with the new moon, it's really about setting intentions for what you want to manifest throughout the next month or so. And so you really want to be setting intentions. And I think you're kind of at the point where you're ready to set the intention to make some sort of change come through for August is kind of what I'm getting the energy of. We get the 4 of Coins reversed, the 10 of Cups reversed, and the Queen of Swords reversed. I think you've been going through a little bit of hell. You maybe have been very hard on yourself about certain things, or really talking yourself out of doing these or making this change. And I think you've been a little too, I don't know, just kind of closed off maybe from others, not really opening yourself up and like letting other people help you maybe, or just like getting some advice from other people. I think you've been very, like I said, you've been very meditative and kind of in your own world, Leo. And I think there's a fear also with this change that's happening, that you're kind of worried that it's not gonna turn out well. I think that you're concerned that the change that you want to make, you know, you can't read the future, right? And that's probably why you like to watch tarot videos, because we all want to know, is this plan a good idea? Is this change a good idea for what we're doing? I think you're being a little paranoid, and I think you're being a little too hard on yourself, and you're kind of not really letting the flow come in, because I think you're scared, and so you're turning that fear into like maybe negative self-talk or something like that. Because you are strong enough to move forward. It's just a matter of being like, okay, I'm strong enough, I'm ready to make the change, but is it gonna go well? Is it gonna turn out the way that I need it to turn out, is the question that you're asking. And I'm not seeing any answer that says a yes or no particularly. Maybe let's get some other energies and see if it's a yes or no. I mean, I'm never gonna tell anybody what to do with their life. So it's not like I'm gonna say, yes, this is a good idea, no, it's a terrible idea. But like, what sort of energies are supported right now for the way that you are kind of feeling about this? Because I think you're ready to start opening up and making changes towards it, right? You're not in the Hanged Man energy anymore. It's reversed. The 4 of Coins is reversed. You're sort of opening up and you're not as stifled. And I think it's moving its way your fear is moving its way through you. It's not going to stick around too long, but it's something that's kind of there. You're like, is this a good idea? You're just sort of considering it from all options. Whereas maybe in the past you would have just kind of leapt, you know, had the leap of faith and just gone for it. I think now you're kind of being a little bit more cautious, which is not a bad thing, but I think you're being a little too hard on yourself with it. And maybe coming from a place of fear a little too much, and that doesn't really give us good insight or answers when we come from a place of fear. So we get the Page of Swords reversed. Yeah, I want you to be nicer to yourself, please. And then the Death card reversed. I'm gonna pull one more. I think you are avoiding because you're afraid. I don't want you to be afraid of this thing. Like I said, I cannot tell you that it is a good idea or a bad idea, but I can tell you that you're not quite, that making a choice based on fear is not going to help in any direction, whether it's a good idea or not. So I think what you need to do and meditate on, so what I'm seeing is your strength is there, like you're strong in terms of being like, I'm in a good position to make this change now, but you're letting yourself letting yourself get down on it, or like get too scared to actually start moving forward. Maybe you're afraid of success even. You know, maybe this is something that's like a long time issue for you, where you're like, okay, I have this opportunity and I really want to take it, but what if I do well? I won't be able to live the same kind of life I've been living. I think you're a little bit fearful of that. You're worried that you won't be able to succeed with like a balance in your life. Maybe it's a new job, a work-life balance issue that you're afraid of. But these are all just normal fears. These are things that everybody goes through. So you can't really let it like get to you too much, because the change wants to come in. Because you've got the Tower and the Death card both reversed. I love when those two cards show up in a reading at the same time. I know it terrifies people, but I actually always think it's a really beautiful thing. because you have some new things that really, really want to come in for you, and you won't be able to really obtain them until you make those changes and you end certain things and move into the next phase of your life. So I think it's really important to meditate on that. That's your new moon message. Meditating on your fears, what you really are truly afraid of. And if that is reasonable, because usually if I'm afraid of something and it's keeping me from succeeding or moving forward, I like to kind of like make a list of like the reasons why that would keep me from moving forward. And then I go through and I decide if it's reasonable or not. Is that a reasonable fear? Is this something that like it makes sense, or is it unreasonable? If it's unreasonable, I throw it out the window and try not to focus on it. If it's a reasonable fear, then what you need to do is go in and then make some decisions about how to squelch, sure, why not? How to get rid of that fear in like measured steps. So if you're afraid of something and you know that it's a rational fear and you know that it's something that is a real concern, then you just need to take steps towards eradicating that by, you know, doing whatever it is that you need to do. And only you can know that, right? Because Leo, you're the only ones that know what I'm even talking about and what it is that you are afraid of here. But I think that that's your plan. I think for your new moon, you know, like incantations and stuff, write down some lists of what your fears are and then write further lists about what you can do about them. And if there's nothing you can do about them and they're irrational, put them aside and focus on the ones that you can control. So that's your message, Leo, for the new moon energy in Cancer. I think, you know, I think it's really important that you're moving your life in a direction that like is moving it towards your ultimate goals and your ultimate happiness. And so I really want you to keep going because that's what it's all about. And so your fear, don't let your fear block you anymore. I don't actually see that you're going to let it block you so much necessarily, but I just think that you're experiencing it right now. So go ahead and focus on that as your meditation. Focus on building up your strength. I mean, your strength is pretty strong. Like I said, you're kind of already there, but your fears are what's kind of blocking this energy. So you want to keep your strength energy there and you want to kind of work on those fears. So that's what that's your plan. And also stop talking shit about yourself. You know, don't talk yourself out of things because you think you can't do it. I don't think that's helpful or necessary or true. So cut the shit if that's the case for you. Don't do that anymore because it's all good. You got to start making changes and efforts into the future, whether it scares you or not. So that is your reading, Leo. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so very much. And now we're going to move into the Sagittarians of the world. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be your new moon in Cancer reading. So we're going to see what, you know, what's going on. Basically, I want to see if there's any meditations that you guys could be focusing on right now or any sort of energies that you might need to highlight in your life. So Sagittarius, what's happening? I love you guys. What do you guys need? What are you guys feeling? This is going to be the new moon in Cancer energy. So what intentions are important for you to set? What do you need to kind of get the ball rolling on for August? What do you need to hear? All right, Sag, let's get right into it. Two of Cups, Hierophant reversed, and the Two of Wands reversed. So within the construct of a relationship here, I'm seeing some relationship-y energy, Sages. Let's see. There may be some, I think that maybe, I mean, especially since it's a the Sages of the world, it's possible that you are in the throes of sort of wanting to sort of buck, like what's expected of you in terms of a relationship right now. I think that you're in kind of the throes of like having a conversation with a loved one or a partner or maybe a roommate or something about how it's time. It's like almost like it's time to commit or move on. Because I think that there are plans that this other person wants to make with you, and I don't see that you are kind of feeling that right now. So this is something where it's time to decide if you're ready to settle down or if you are not ready for that and you need to kind of go back into your own, you know, marching by the beat of your own drum and just living your own life and like not worrying about another person within the context of that life. So let's see what's going on there. That, like I said, this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. I do think it's more likely because of the Two of Cups energy, that it is a romantic partner or like some, you know, a romantic connection that you're having. But this could also be, you know, roommates, living with parents, you know, something like that, where it's like somebody's asking you to do something here and I think you're not ready. You're not really sure what you want, You're not sure if you're ready. Somebody's asking you to kind of settle down in some way or do something kind of like that might feel like it goes against your grain a little bit. And it's reasonable. It's not like they're trying to tie you down and like stifle you. It's just like that this is the next step for this person in terms of where things are. So this other person feels like this is the next step. Maybe somebody wants to marry you and wants you to propose or wants to propose to you. Perhaps you will be proposed to, Sagittarius, in this new moon energy. And I think that you don't know if that's a plan that you really want to forge ahead with at this time. So I think you're going to be needing to figure out what you really want and how you really feel. So let's see here. We get the Nine of Coins reversed, the Ace of Cups reversed, and then the Eight of Cups. I mean, I'm feeling a little bit like you don't want to leave this person in the romantic context. You don't want to leave. I think there's a lot of love there and it's mutual. And like I said, they're not giving you an ultimatum. It's not like that. They're just saying, you know, in terms of my life and my growth and what I want, this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to move in together. I'd like to get married. I want to have another kid, stuff like that. Those conversations feel like they're going to be happening. Some sort of like deepening of a commitment is on the table for you. And I don't think that you want to break it off because like I said, it's not an ultimatum. It's not like, let's have another kid or we're breaking up. I don't think it's that energy. But I think you don't want to be alone. I'm not really necessarily sure if it's that you love and want to be with this particular person. I think you just don't want to be alone, which isn't the best feeling for the other person. And I think because of that, you're feeling a little emotionally empty. And maybe that's also another reason why you haven't moved into these higher commitments with this person yet. Because you just kind of want to like, you're like keeping this person at arm's length. And I think that they know that, they can sense that. And so now they're coming in like, hey, so I feel like you're a little bit at arm's length. What do you say we try to deepen this a little bit and come together a little bit stronger? And I think that you're like, shit, do I really have to do that? Like, I think you want to keep things exactly the same, exactly the way that they are right now. And that's not going to cut it necessarily because something's got to give at some point. Some things have to change and move forward. I think you might be feeling pretty emotionally like not really there with this relationship, but you don't want to be alone. But you know that I think you're going to be meditating on that. You're going to be figuring out if it's time to move away from something and move on. I think that you would regret it if you did, honestly. I think if you left, you wouldn't feel like it was maybe the best choice, but at the same time, you really gotta, you need to figure out why you're there, why you're staying, and what it is that you get out of it and what it is that you put into it. That's what you need to figure out. That's what your new moon, that's what you're being guided to look at this new moon, like intention setting week period, because there are going to be some conversations surrounding those things changing, and you need to be right with yourself and you need to really know what it is that you want. So that's, yeah, let's see what other messages we can get for that, because that's, you know, that's pretty serious stuff. Do you really want to be with this person because you love them, or is this a convenience thing? Is this because, hey, this person never asked me for anything for the, you know, the 15 years we were together or whatever, 1 year we were together. This person has never tried to change me or get me to do anything other than just being me, and that's great. But now they want more, and I want to go back to the way it was before. So there's the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and then the World reversed. One more. Eight of Pentacles reversed. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I think you're like, listen, I don't know if I want the deeper commitment, but I don't want to leave the situation. But you also don't want to put in the work to maintain the situation. So you're at a little bit of a, it's almost like a catch-22. You're at a little bit of a crossroads here where you really need to start figuring out what it is that you want to do. Because if you're really emotionally unfulfilled, as this is suggesting, you know, both of these together are suggesting that, you may want to leave, but I think that you would at one point regret not putting the work into it to see how much better it could get, because you don't think that that's a relationship style that you want to be in. You don't want to be with someone who asks you to change or put a lot of effort in. But that's not going to work as you mature and as the people that you choose to be with mature, because you want to be with somebody who's constantly growing and changing and philosophically interested in the world and, like, you know, wants to know themselves and wants to change. They, you know, you are attracted to that typically, Sagittarius, but it's almost like, yeah, you like it when they do that, but you don't like it to affect you. You want them to stay the way that they are, the way that they, towards you, like their treatment of you, you don't want that to change. And that can get, it's pretty selfish, I would say, Sagittarius, and I think maybe that's where you're at with this other person. This other person is like, listen, it's, you know, it's time to change, so I don't want you to be selfish with me. I want you to care about what I want too. So you've got some thinking to do, and you've got to really figure out if you're in this relationship and this situation for the right reasons. That's the message I'm getting. Are you in this for the right reasons? And is it a good idea to stay if you are in it for the right reasons? Or if you're in it for the wrong reasons, maybe it's time to go and let that person go have what they want. Because they want the Two of Cups energy. They want the soulmate. They want the life. They want to grow and build and get married and have, like, you know, they want to go, they want to move forward. They want to move the commitment to the next level. And they deserve that. They should have it. You know, if that's what you want, go get it. But you have to decide, if you are not the person that's going to be able to give that to them, Sagittarius, you have to be the better person and the bigger person and let them go so that they can find that for themselves, because you don't want to be the one taking that away from them at all. But I don't know if you're ready, I don't know if you're ready to move into this next phase, because I think you see it as kind of a burden and like a lot of work. And like, it's, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you got to put into it. And like, maybe it is having a kid and you're like, that's so much. I like can't handle that. So that might be what is keeping you from making a choice, but you're not ready to make new cycles. You're not ready to break the cycles that you've been in either. This person's ready to move things along and change things up, and you're not ready. So you need to do some soul searching. So that's what I would say. This is your energy to focus on for your new moon in Cancer for 2021. I'm so sorry. Why did I say that? July 2020 is what I meant to say. So this is your energy to focus on, Sag. Is what reasons are you in the relationship, and you know, why are you there, and is that a good enough reason to stay, or should you go and give somebody the freedom to figure out how to get those things on their own or with somebody else? So that's what I'm seeing for you, Sag. So that's all the fire signs. Thank you so much for being here. If you watched all 3 of them, if you've got all 3 in your chart and you were interested, thanks so much for watching the whole thing. That's very exciting. Yeah, that being said, if you were into it, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I love that. If it didn't resonate, but you still watched anyway, check out your moon, rising, and Venus signs. And I'm going to get to the other elements now. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week with your general reading for August 2020. Thanks, guys. Bye, fire signs. Love you.